Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It used to be every day, so I've been doing this for about 10 years. So it's another part of this addiction. It's just a big pain in the butt. Having to do this now every 3 days. I got to drive 15 minutes one direction. I got to have the gas money to do it. It takes up time. It's really bad when I have a job in the opposite direction from where I'm going. So yeah, sometimes I have to skip, which I do not like. And it doesn't really help a whole lot. I mean, the problem with the clinic thing that quote is supposed to help you wean off. Some people do, actually. It does work for them. But the problem I see is when you are highly addicted to pain meds, especially with the, and I'll refer to this stuff without the legal names, just abbreviations. When the H started wheeling out and then the F came in, it's more potent, and the methadone doesn't really touch it. And they start you off at like 30 milligrams, and then you'll go to 40 and just gradually go up. So in the meantime, so you don't get sick, you're still having to use. And so therefore the methadone doesn't really work. And they're so scared to start you off at a very high dose to where it would overcome a lot of the withdrawals. That way you can abruptly stop using. Heck, if you miss 2 days, they drop you down 10 milligrams. They're that scared that someone's going to overdose on methadone, which is, I mean, people do have different tolerances, and I guess it is possible. But the problem I see is they don't give you enough quick enough to get off of the other stuff, and you gotta still use, and then while you're using, the methadone's not working. So it's a catch-22, and yeah, it's just a big struggle. Well, I'm getting ready to take off. I gotta go drive the 15 minutes, 15 miles, waste $10 in gas before I actually head to work to go get my dose. And so I'll stop the video here. Please like and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. It'll help this channel go further. I can keep making these videos and hopefully spreading the word, and hopefully if it even helps one person deter away from being addicted and seeing this struggle that only one person has to go through, maybe it would make some better decisions, and hopefully they would not ever try it. Until the next one, bye. So I decided to make this video a little longer. The one this was attached to is pretty short. So I'm going to continue this on. I talk a little bit about the withdrawal symptoms of opioids and kind of what it feels like when you first try it. For the first time, you have no tolerance, and you try any opioid, it will immediately make you like sick to your stomach as you come down a little bit, and you'll get really tired. Heaven forbid you do too much and you pass out and stop breathing and turn purple. I've experienced this, and as not personally myself, but I've seen 5 different people do this, and I've saved their lives by being there and acting quick. And believe me, it was a very scary situation to be in. I had to give mouth to mouth, cold water to stay with them until they came to, or administer Narcan. Very, very stressful situation. But yeah, I've saved 5 lives in the time that I've done this. So at least I was able to do that. But yeah, when you first try it, it takes about 3 days really for your receptors to start getting used to it. And as your receptors start getting used to it, first thing that goes away is like the sickness to your stomach. And then you start feeling good. You get this like euphoria feeling that overwhelms you, kind of relax, like nothing really matters, the world around you, and you get energy from it. And I think that's the main part that addicts people. That's a clean, good feeling, euphoria energy. Nothing real extreme or anything, but you do feel nice and comfortable and relaxed. But after about 3 or 4 days of doing it, and once your receptors get used to it, and you try to stop, you immediately start going into withdrawals. And the first signs you'll start seeing is your nose will start running. Because what it does is somehow it dries you out, and all the liquids either go into your muscles. I don't think they go into your muscles. Actually, I think they go into your fat, because I've gotten a lot of muscle cramps from being dehydrated. And when you start withdrawing, everything comes back, the water. So your eyes start running, you start yawning profusely, uncontrollably. You start getting a bunch of body aches. Everything starts hurting worse than it ever did. And then eventually, then your blood pressure really goes up. You start getting anxiety really bad, where you're so uncomfortable, and time just slows down, like it just crawls and goes nowhere. And all you can think about is just making this feeling stop. It's so uncomfortable. You can't sit still. You start getting hot sweats coming over you, sweating profusely, and then you start freezing. You're super cold and you can't get warm. And then eventually the water goes into your bowels, because what the opiates do is they cause your feces to sit there in your intestines, and they just start squeezing all the moisture out of it, and it turns to rocks. When you defecate, it's nothing but rocks, and they're very hard to get out. And you don't go for many, many days. It's another bad thing about it. But in a withdrawal, it all turns to diarrhea. And especially shooters, they'll start puking at like the last stage. This goes on with pain pills or H for about 3 days. And they say if you can make it to the 4th day, you'll start feeling a little better, but you're still really, really weak. And just doing a bump will bring you out of all this, and that's all you can think about when you're on it. You're just so miserable, and it's why people do such devastating stuff to get this fix, and why it's so hard to get off of. It is the worst feeling. It is the flu 10 times over, and plus then some. And this is basically why it's so hard. And I'm making these videos so hopefully people see this and they understand why it is so hard, and why people get addicted, and why it is not a good thing to get addicted. So like I said, after about the 3rd day of doing it, your body is used to it, and you're done for. So I'm going to wrap this video up with this. I'm getting ready to pick up my worker, and we're going to go to a job site. So once again, please like and subscribe, and I'll keep making these videos every couple days on the journey of this miserable life. Bye now.